World Grand Prix Darts Predictions, Tips and Odds as MVG and Gary Anderson head to betting in Dublin. Our Chris Hammer previews the World Grand Prix and picks out his best bets in what could be another week of shocks in Dublin. The double-start format of the World Grand Prix has thrown up its fair share of shocks and drama down the years, not least 12 months ago when odds-on favorite and defending champion Michael van Gerwen was sensationally sent crashing out by Big John Henderson on opening night. Who backed Big John Henderson to cause one of the biggest upsets ever? MVG is out. pick.twitter.com/FDJFDQ15XT The Highlander was 501 pre-tournament but went on to reach the last four, where he finally bowed out to Daryl Gurney, who landed his maiden TV title by defeating Simon Whitlock in the final. Few would have backed the Northern Irishman at the start either, given he and #X27 a player known more for his heavy scoring than clinical doubling, as you may have noticed during this season, and #X27 Premier League, while you wouldn and #X27 say his demeanour is ice cool enough to deal with the potential frustrations of doubling in. Daryl Gurney is the darling of Dublin. Gurney added his name to the list of TV tournament winners back in 2017 as he won the World Grand Prix. What a final against Simon Whitlock. pick.twitter.com/gdkvk1 If the same could be said of Robert Thornton 2 years earlier as he somehow stunned MVG in an epic final to be another recent surprise champion. Although the historical Roll of Honour is dominated by Phil Taylor and #X27 11 titles and more recently by Van Gerwen and #X27 Hall of 3 crowns in 5 years, these two recent examples are more relevant, especially in the current climate of darts which is seeing so many different winners of tournaments and first-time finalists this year. Granted, MVG has managed to get his hands on 16 titles in 2018 and Gary Anderson has picked up 3 of the big TV majors, UK Open, World Match Play and Champions League of Darts, but apart from that we and #X27 have seen youngsters like Max Hopp, Jeffrey Deswan and Josh Payne pick up breakthrough titles while veterans such as Ian White and Mickey Mansell have also gotten the act. Of course Deswan shocked MVG at 2 big majors this season, the UK Open and World Match Play, while the world number 1 has recently been stunned on tour by world number 50 William O and #X27 Connor, 6-1 at the Dutch Darts Championship, and Latvia and #X27 world number 88 Madars Razma, 6-5 at Players Championship 19. He and #X27 shown too many signs of vulnerability to consider backing at such short prices in majors, and the way he blew an 8-5 lead to lose 11-9 to Peter Wright in the Champions League of Darts semi-finals will give his rivals further confidence. I and #X27 am not saying he and #X27 lost his aura or any of his talents. Just that there and #X27 more reasons than ever to look for value. We and #X27 LL do that now by taking the draw quarter at a time. As Michael van Gerwen has won 16 PDC titles in 2018. He's Macron, but he and number 39 not headed his own way in the majors, and doubts have been raised over his dominance if the 1/2 Diaresis Sedilla Paul at the S at 180. Nicholson gives his verdict on MVG ahead of the World Grand Prix. pick.twitter.com/7QGN6RSP and the first big price that catches the eyes Hop at a whopping 18-1 to win the first quarter. Earlier this year, the rising star so memorably won his first senior PDC title on home soil at the German Darts Open, holding his nerve to beat Michael Smith 8-7 in the final, having earlier defeated both Peter Wright and Rob Cross, while on Friday he picked up his second at Players Championship 19. Admittedly he is inconsistent and blow hot and cold on tour, which you and #X27 got to put down to age. But he and #X27 LL come out all guns blazing on his World Grand Prix debut, and I see no reason why he can and #X27 in out of form Dave Chisnall in the first round to set up a clash with Ricky Evans or Raymond van Barneveld. That and #X27 winnable too, leaving him with potentially a clash with MVG. But as we and #X27 V just established, anything can happen. Gary Anderson will of course attract a lot of punters in the outright market at 7-1 to maintain his sparkling season that has seen him add those 3 big tournaments to his CV, having not won any of them before. His unforgettable matchplay triumph in Blackpool this summer saw him become just the 3rd player after Taylor and Van Gerwen to complete the Triple Crown, which also consists of the World Championship and Premier League, while his 9-dart finish further cemented his status as one of the game and #X27's most popular players. 9-darter from Gary Anderson. Anderson reels in the biggest fish of all to send the Winter Gardens crowd into a frenzy. #BV Darts #love the darts pic.twitter.com/n0inks. As much as I and #X27 love to see the Flying Scotsman lift the World Grand Prix for the first time, he and #X27 got a very tough draw and is also in MVG and #X27 half. If he gets past Johnny Clayton and either Jeffrey Deswan or Kim Huybrechts in round 2, he could very well meet Joe Cullen in the quarterfinals, the man he hit that aforementioned 9-darter against in Blackpool. Macron Gary Anderson had an in number 39 T1 the UK Open, World Matchplay or Champions League of Darts before this year. Now he in number 39 won them all. Can the Flying Scotsman go on and collect his first World Grand Prix and Grand Slam of Darts crowns as well this winter? pic.twitter.com/h1x6fzr. The rockstar came of age on the televised stage that night in a thrilling battle, and he so nearly defied Anderson and #X27's perfect leg only to miss 2 match darts at 15-14 up. Cullen, who I and #X27 backed to win the quarter at big odds, had previously thrashed Gerwin Price and Daryl Gurney 10-3 and 11-3 respectively to prove he can unlock his undoubted talents when it really matters. Since then he and #X27 twice gone close to winning his first PDC title of the season when reaching the semi-finals at the German Darts Championship, while he also reached his 7th quarter-final of 2018 at the Dutch Darts Championship. He and #X27 6-1 to win the 2nd quarter, and I and #X27 am also going to place a small outsider bet on him at 51 each way to lift the title. Macron Gary Anderson added 3 majors to his career haul this year. #1 4th FY2X World Champion. #1 4th #1 4th FY2X Premier League. #1 4th FY. #1 4th World Matchplay 2018. #1 4th FY. #1 4th UK Open 2018. #1 4th FY Champions League 2018. Now can he win his first World Grand Prix? Thy one half Sadilla over to Paul at the asset 180 Nich Salson pic.twitter.com/118xud2 and #X27 No surprise to see Peter Wright priced up as favorite to win this quarter at 13/8, and he certainly looked in fine form last weekend when reaching the Champions League of Darts final. His miracle finishing against Van Gerwen in the semi-finals was the highlight, but he ultimately ran out of steam when up against Anderson in the final. Michael Smith is going to be my pick at 7/2, even though he has tricky opener against Adrian Lewis, is gradually climbing his way back towards the levels we know he can reach. Since reaching the Premier League final, Bully Boy enjoyed a fine summer on the World Series of Darts Tour, landing the title in Shanghai thanks to wins over MVG and Cross before also reaching a final in Melbourne, where he lost narrowly to Snakebite. Smith and #X27 results this year have backed up his belief he can beat anyone, and at 22-1 to lift his first major TV title in Dublin, I think he and #X27 more than capable of emulating Gurney. This is a tough quarter to call. After last week and #X27 disappointment in Brighton, it and #X27 s hard to side with Rob Cross at 6/4 while Mensur Seljovic has a bad first-round draw against former two-time champion James Wade. I am tempted to back the machine as the format does suit him when he and #X27 s on his game, and 7-1 does seem a big price, even if he does come up against the world champion in the quarter-finals. After dropping out of the Premier League following a poor 2017, Wade has produced some fine results and impressive averages against the likes of Michael van Gerwen and Gary Anderson. He thrashed MVG 8-3 in Las Vegas back in the summer, albeit falling short against eventual champion Anderson in the semis despite averaging 101 and leading 6-2 at one point. The 35-year-old hasn't and #X27 won a tournament this year, but he and #X27 s reached 3 finals in 6 semi-finals, including one earlier this month, so he and #X27 s not to be underestimated. Macaron thy plus-minus why does the double-start format of the World Grand Prix cause so many problems? Thy one-half I diaresis still appall at the S at 180 Nicholson on the prospect of shocks in Dublin. pic.twitter.com/uag4jr4 if 1 pint Max Hop to win the first quarter at 28-1 1 pint Joe Cullen to win the second quarter at 6-1 1 pint Michael Smith to win the third quarter at 4-1 1 pint James Wade to win the fourth quarter at 7-1 0.5 pints Joe Cullen to win the World Grand Prix at 81 0.5 pints Michael Smith to win the World Grand Prix at 33-1. Click here for Sky Bet odds. Click here for full daily schedule and format: quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4.